UDM leader Bantu Holomisa wants evidence that he believes was omitted by the Commission of Inquiry into State Capture to be probed. In a letter written to National Assembly Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa Ngqakula, Holomisa claims his party's evidence has not been included in the final report. We're now joined by Bantu Holomisa for more on this. Thank you very much, sir, for availing yourself this afternoon. Perhaps just to give a little bit of context, can we talk about timelines of when you submitted the report to the Zondo Commission, and if you indeed got receipt of the confirmation that your report has been received?
First of all, compliments of the season, and thank you for inviting me to share some thoughts with you on these issues. The report we submitted, I think it was in 2020 in September. And the Commission did acknowledge receipt. But when I went through the documentation and the report during this December, in preparation for us to participate in the Zondo Commission when it is discussed in Parliament, I noticed that there was nothing which is referred to our report. Even then, one would have expected that we would be invited by evidence leaders to verify areas where they think they needed to do so. But to our surprise, there was nothing. But I was going to, and I'm still going to, table this report formally in Parliament when we discuss the Zondo Commission, because we are still yet to discuss the findings of the Zondo Commission. The key here is to tell South Africans and reinforce what Zondo has already said, that the real state capture was none other than the ANC itself. I've tabled evidence, as you can read it there, which came from the internal auditors of the Nelson Mandela Bay, and with full evidence. And we hope that we hoped then that Zondo would have at least used that as a straightforward case, that here is a party which is robbing the taxpayers of this country. And when you read the findings of the Zondo Commission, you don't get or recommendation a section where he is recommending that the ANC must pay back the monies. You know how they looted the resources through Bosasa, how they looted Eskom with 6 billion rands through their investment company called Chancellor House, and many other instances of that nature. So the reason why, therefore, we say there must be, the Parliament must appoint a judge, that judge would look into at the matters which the Zondo Commission did not attend to, whereas they were submitted and acknowledged, and to check whether there had not been a deliberate effort to sabotage the Zondo Commission with the exclusion of certain evidence or documentation from the Commission. So I'm also not happy that there were people who came from national state security who were assisting these commissions. I saw them in the party commission, and I'm sure even on this one, we need to verify what role were those people playing there.
You speak of a deliberate effort to sabotage the Commission with the removal or the exclusion of certain reports like yourselves. Who would possibly, do you believe, would deliberately sabotage that effort?
That's precisely why we are saying there must be a judge, retired judge, appointed to do that work. We are not saying he is going to look into the work which has not been submitted to the Commission, but is to make sure why, for instance, the other evidence, which was in the newspapers 2 weeks ago, which had 1,000 pages with this and proof of this corruption, why was it pulled under the carpet? So the onus really is now on the Speaker and Parliament, as well as to the person who would verify the authenticity or otherwise of what we are saying. What I'm saying, I'm certain about it. Read it. I've published it. You will see how the millions of rands were used in 2016 by the ANC for elections in Nelson Mandela Bay. There, black and white.
In your correspondence to the Speaker of the National Assembly, have you received any feedback?
Yes, they acknowledged receipt and of the correspondence, and they said they would revert. So we will see. But you know it, that there is no way that the ANC can self-correct itself on this scandal of looting the state resources. They are going to close ranks, as we have seen recently. But we will cross that bridge when we will reach that bridge when we cross it.
You are quoted in some reports as saying that you believe that Justice Zondo, President Cyril Ramaphosa, and evidence leaders were conflicted on some of the matters that came to the Commission's work. Is this an accurate description?
It's an accurate description. That was the motivation I put across when I wrote the letter to the Speaker, that the Zondo Commission has been finalized. And if we are saying now we must look at what he has not done, he cannot do it himself, because he's going to be under investigation of some sort by this independent judge who is going to review why his evidence is not reached, perhaps Judge Zondo himself. So, or if it has reached him, why did he not take action? So therefore he's conflicted. We don't want him now to come up again and say, no, I'm going to investigate. Zondo Commission's job has been finalized by the Zondo. Then on President Cyril, yes, he is conflicted, because in the other report, which was in the newspapers last week, where the Zondo Commission is accused of having hide that evidence. His name is also mentioned there. Therefore, we cannot expect him to say, I'm going to appoint a judge. No. They mustn't get involved, and the evidence leaders, they have to answer why did they not attend to this information, to these documents. As far as the commission is concerned, the parliament is concerned, we are still yet to discuss the Zondo Commission's findings. And we expect, therefore, that the Speaker, he would take this request by us seriously.
To that end, you've also requested the Speaker to consult with the leader of government business in Parliament, being the Deputy President, David Mabuza, on your request. Why?
The reason why we say she must consult with her is precisely because we cannot ask her, the Speaker, to consult the President of the country, because the President of the country will have to answer on his part why he was involved in the scandal, including involved in Transnet and so on. So we don't want to burden the President. The Deputy can assist in making sure that another judge is appointed to do exactly what we want to verify.
United Democratic Movement leader, Bantu Holomisa, thank you very much, sir, for your time.